Lila Tov, and good evening, everyone. My name is Braden Weber, and I am one of the Passages Trip staff members who will be accompanying you on this trip. And on behalf of the Passages team present, welcome to the adventure. We do not view Passages as just a trip, but as an adventure and a journey experienced in 3 parts. Part 1 is the pre-trip. This is where you got to know your fellows and co-travelers, took the pre-trip course, and began cultivating your thoughts and relationships. Part 2 is Israel. I'd like to officially welcome you to the second part of the Passages program. The next 9 days are going to be gripping and exhilarating, to say the least. Part 3 is the post-trip, which is Passages Now. Passages Now is here to help equip you with the programs and projects to tell your story and process your experience. Before we get into more detailed information about the trip, here's a video from our executive director and sponsors. In light of what Scott mentioned in the video, here's one more thing to help set an expectation for you. We try our best to theme days and orders of lectures in a way that makes sense for you, for your understanding, experience, and learning process. That being said, an ideal order of sites and speakers isn't always possible due to logistical reasons, so the trip may seem like a giant puzzle. Sometimes certain pieces don't make sense in their specific placement, and seems like they don't fit. But stay engaged, ask questions, and we hope that by the end of the trip, the pieces will come together for you and a bigger picture will emerge. I also want to introduce the Philos Project to you. Philos is one of our founding partner organizations. It's a nonprofit that focuses on positive Christian engagement in the Middle East. Our Philos friends put their heart and soul into getting us on the ground, and they provide amazing content in all 3 portions of the Passages program. If you finished the pre-trip course, you were able to hear from their executive director, Robert Nicholson, in a video surveying the history of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. On this trip, you'll have the privilege to hear from some of the Philos fellows, and after the trip, there will be several opportunities for you to continue to connect with them. Be looking out for them along your journey. Even though Passages is a big organization, we aim to be relational at every level. Even though we have hundreds of students on the ground in Israel this summer, our fellowship program allows for personal touch from Passages to each bus of students. So please stay in contact with your fellow and with what you need and questions you may have. Though your fellow should be your primary go-to, we encourage you to approach any Passages staff member, including senior fellows, myself, or any other staff members, with any and all questions you may have along the way. It's going to be a lot. Soak it in, dig in deep, journal, and process with your fellows. That's why they're here. Part 3 of the Passages program is the Passages Now. We are passionate about telling your story, and it is a crucial part of our program and the overall experience of Passages. One of the 3 projects will be a reflection report on your main takeaway from this experience. However, you have the freedom to choose the other 2 programs to build out your Passages Now curriculum. On that note, make sure to take a look at the Passages Now menu in the back of your field guide. That way, you can have an idea of what you'll want to participate in at the end of the trip, and you can be sure to keep in mind during the trip. 3x45 means that you have to finish 3 Passages Now options within 45 days of your returning trip to Israel. This makes you eligible to receive your $200 programmatic deposit and successfully complete the Passages Now program. As soon as the wheels touch down in the U.S., or wherever you're flying to next, the countdown begins. Let your campus ambassador know if you have any questions. In closing, I have a final personal encouragement and prayer. My encouragement is this. Jesus would often encourage his followers to have eyes to see and ears to hear. In this land in which he ministered, I would encourage you to do the same thing. Don't just look, see, and don't just listen, hear. There's more than just land here. Get to know the people and the culture. My prayer for you is that your heart and your mind would have the ability to receive all that you can, ready to embrace all about your experience. When you get tired, that you would rely on the Lord's strength so you can receive as many little nuggets of this experience you can in the land of the greatest story ever told. That you would learn how your peace fits into the bigger picture. So let's begin.